What's up, YouTube? How are you guys today? Today I wanted to talk about handling failure. Okay. Um, a guy left a comment on my YouTube asking me to talk about handling failure. His name's Zay. So thank you, Zay, for leaving that comment. And I think this is a great topic to talk about on this channel, because I think a lot of men struggle with this. We're never taught how to handle failure, right? I know I fail on a daily basis, and the failures that I used to make used to really hold me down for a long time. Okay? And just watching and being observant, I know there's a lot of men who don't even strive for anything greater or do anything because they are scared of failure. As simple as that. They're scared of failure, and they don't want the embarrassment or whatnot that comes from it. And I think that is the most dangerous spot to be in, you know? It's never good to be in your comfort zone. You always need to be stepping outside of your comfort zone, even if that means failing. So I think about like a child, right, that is learning to walk. You need to let them fall on their face and understand that they can get back up, right? And that's the same thing with us. Sometimes as adults and as men, we forget that we can fall on our face and get back up. And you know, what if you take that risk and you don't fall on your face, you know? Or what if you take that risk, you fall on your face and get back up and it works out? You would never know if you didn't take that risk or if you didn't pursue what you want to pursue. And what a tragedy to not pursue the goals and the dreams you have just because they could possibly fail, right? Your reality should not be attached to a certain outcome of whatever it is you're pursuing. You are not the failures that you make in life. I have failed numerous times. I mean, it's too many to even count. I have failed so much, but the difference was that I kept getting back up. I kept getting back up, and I kept trying again, and I'll continue to do that for the rest of my life. You never want your failure to keep you down, because then all those people that were preying on your downfall and hoping you'd fail, you're proving them right. You know, you're proving all those people who said you couldn't do big things in life, you're proving them right. So I would say to not attach yourself to your failures, and when you do fail, just make sure you never quit, you know? I think it's a lot more respectable in life to see someone try and fail rather than not try at all, if that makes sense. So, and if embarrassment is what you're worried about, I would say don't be embarrassed, because respectable people are going to respect just the fact that you tried whatever that is that you're failing at. They're just going to respect you because you tried. Now, those people who are that you're worried are going to make fun of you or whatnot, those people never tried themselves. So, of course, they're going to put you down. Of course, they're going to try to take the focus off of themselves and put you down because they never tried, right? And then you just have to look at it like that, because that's the case for a lot of people. And those people are at a standstill. They'll never grow. Because the only way to grow is to take those risks and fail, and then get back up, and then, make a slight adjustment and then continue on. So I would say failure is definitely a necessity in life. You have to learn how to continue on past your failures, celebrate your wins, and take lessons from your failures for sure, but never stop. Continue to be ruthless in life. That's a big thing. I remember a mentor of mine told me early on, he was like, you'll really go far in life because you don't take no for an answer. And part of that was, he was saying that as, I would say like sarcastic a little bit, but there was definitely truth in that. And I went with that from then on. You don't want to be annoying, but in certain cases you have to keep knocking at that door and continue to be annoying in a sense if you want to get what you want in life and want to achieve your goals. You have to be ruthless, right? And failure should not even faze you. You need to push past failure and, just learn to not let it faze you. That's as simple as it is. You cannot let failure faze you. There's too many men, and if you look around, you'll notice. Next time you're around, just look around and notice how a lot of people are just in a standstill. They're never growing. It's because they never even tried. They were too scared to try whatever they wanted to. And I think that's a tragedy because you never know the potential or the life that you could create without, trying and failing. This is how I came to start this YouTube channel. I had wanted to start it for like 2 or 3 years. And one day I just thought, what's the worst that could happen? Right? I get no views and I'm in the same spot that I'm at. But so far, it's been great because it seems like I've been able to help some people that's commented and subscribed, and you guys have been crazy supportive, and that just drives me to continue to do more, right? And I think it's a big lesson to take here is that whatever you want to do, just try it. Forget failure. You've got to forget failure. And as far as handling failure, if it happens, you've got to just keep pushing forward. As simple as that. You've got to just keep pushing forward. Put that out of your mind. You are not your failures. As a man, you are not your failures. You cannot attach your identity to those failures. That's super important for leveling up and improving as a man. Because trust, when taking big risks, there's going to be failures that come along with that. But any successful man or woman that you know or have seen, the only reason they are there is because they didn't quit. They didn't quit when they failed. That's the only thing different between them and you is that they didn't quit. Okay? So think on that, man. Let me hear your thoughts on this topic because I think it is a very important topic to speak about. They never teach us how to handle failure. But I think it is important to learn how to get up and keep on trying even after you fail. No matter how big that failure is, you always have time to recover, and you always can hit it big after that failure. So don't stop because you don't know when you'll be successful. Just keep knocking at that door and things will work out for you, brother. So that's all I wanted to say. Just make this quick video. Let me hear from you guys in the comments. I thank you for all your supporting comments and your likes and whatnot. Let me hear in the comments what other topics you'd like to hear about. I'm always down to make videos on those. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.